How's it going, everyone? Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope that you guys, of course, are having a wonderful day. If you guys would please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, doing the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button. Select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. And as always, if you guys have any movies, shows, or games you guys want me to cover here on the channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. And I do stream regularly on Twitch at Douglas447. We're going to be talking positives and negatives, talking about The Last Rodeo. This film came out here in 2025. It's about 2 hours long, and it is rated PG. This film, of course, is made by Angel Studios. They've been making a lot of really good movies, and unfortunately, because they are a lesser-known studio, they don't have the backing of Hollywood. Their movies, they get like a trailer or two out, and then they release the movie, and then that's it. It kind of just gets swept under the rug, and unfortunately people kind of forget about Angel Studio movies even coming out. I had no plans to see this film, but considering I've seen basically everything else that is out that I've wanted to see, whether that's the live-action Lilo and Stitch or Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, there really isn't anything out that I wanted to see, and I'm like, okay, we'll watch this. And, I figured, okay, it's going to be my stock standard Angel Studios movie. I've seen a bunch of their films from in the past, especially, of course, Freedom. And I wasn't expecting much from this movie, but I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I was blown away. I was generally blown away. It doesn't overdo the Christian messaging. It focuses a lot more on forgiveness towards others, having passion and compassion. It also deals with family and friends and strangers, helping other people get through life by any means necessary, whether that's through prayer, whether that's through, financial donations, giving up time and energy to do certain things for other people. It is a human story at its core. And even if you're not a Christian yourself, I think there's something in this movie that you're going to be able to latch onto as a human being, and you're going to enjoy the literal ride of this film. Like I said, it's also 2 hours long. It doesn't feel like a long movie. Like, it has a good pace, and it knows that, okay, we need to start wrapping things up. The movie's kind of... There does come a point where, like, okay, we're getting towards the end of the movie, and it wraps everything up. It doesn't rush everything, but it wraps everything up in a good pace and in a good way. It is a satisfying conclusion. This movie, it's a wholesome, family entertaining film. I'm excited to own this movie and to rewatch it and to share it with others who didn't get a chance to watch it in theaters. Sadly, when I went and saw it with my family, there was only 2 other people that were in the theater, and my theater, I was only showing it for 4 showtimes for the day, and this was during a weekend, this past weekend. If you have a chance to go see it, I encourage you to do so. You won't have a problem, unfortunately, getting seats because a lot of people aren't watching it. Like I said, we've got Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning still out, along with, things like Final Destination and Minecraft. So a lot of people seeing those movies, which is kind of sad that this movie's kind of get swept under the rug. If this movie came out at a different time in the year and there wasn't anything big and important, like, January, February, or March, this movie might be, doing well. But if you have a chance to, definitely do so. If you don't, try to watch it either on streaming or I know for a fact Angel Studios, they'll make their movies available on DVD and Blu-rays for sure. Last thing I want to talk about is this movie got me emotionally. Like, I was emotionally invested in the plot. I was emotionally invested in the characters. And there did come a point where I got teary-eyed. It's not a movie... It's a happy movie, but there are some tear-jerking moments that, if you've dealt with family members or even yourself dealing with, trauma, grief, the loss of a family member, cancer, tumors, very serious bodily injuries to yourself or to a loved one, this movie is going to it's going to make you shed a tear or two. And it's not a lot. There's not a lot of movies that get me emotionally ripped open, but this movie did. It did, and it did it in a subtle way. So I think that depending on your past experiences in your own life, I think it'll do the same thing to you. If you haven't experienced certain things in life, then this movie might not emotionally connect with you on the way it did for me. But just remember, this is probably going to be one of those movies that, like, oh, now you understand these certain things. It'll be one of those movies that, if you're like 10 and you haven't had any of these things happen to you that happen in the movie, and you come back, 10, 20 years later, and, you've had more lifetime, so to speak, this movie might hit you differently. Honestly, this is one of the best movies of 2025, guys. Highly encourage you guys to check it out. You won't be disappointed. With that, I'm going to give The Last Rodeo a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.